Alrighty, welcome to Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft. And I got some stuff. Let's see here. Okay, I got 3 items from Party City. I went in there today just because I was bored and didn't have much to do, and had a hand. It was about, I don't know, about $7 is what I had on me. Handful of dollars. I had about $7 on me, and I wanted to see if there was anything I could find in there to use for survival gear. So, and I found 3 things that I got. So the first thing I got was this little mini roll of tape. It's Scotch tape on there, I believe. And to be totally honest, I don't really care. I got it for the roll, and it was a quarter. And I thought maybe it would be nice to put duct tape on it, or even use it for some sort of cordage or line or whatever. But I originally got it for duct tape. I'm not 100% sure whether that'll tear a piece of duct tape. But anyway, for a quarter, I thought I would get it and try it. So, this I think was 40 cents. It's a mini pin, and as a matter of fact, this whole thing unscrews here like this, and then this pin actually comes out. So if I wanted to save a lot of space, I could just throw this pin in an emergency kit, and I could use this for other things. I can make a fishing lure out of it and all kinds of little fun stuff. But anyway, I wanted to get one of these just to see how well it would work in an emergency kit, because to be totally honest, right now that's kind of what I'm working on, is a few kits. But so anyway, that's got multiple purposes. And the third item that I purchased there, I spent $1 on. It was 99 cents, and it's called Bendy Sticks. And I wasn't quite sure whether they would work for what I wanted, as you can see them there. So I took one out of the package and looked at it, and it feels kind of waxy. So what I did was went ahead and spent the $1 to just try, and I just lit one with a match, and that is candle wax of some, that is wax, and that does burn like. So these are going to be wicks for candles, and I don't know how many are in here, but there's a good chunk of them, a dozen or 2 in there, and that's just if I leave them that long, which I wouldn't do. But you know, even fold them in half, use them as wicks for candles. That's what I'm going to use that for. So those were my 3 purchases from Party City. And then let's see here, we went to Target, and my wife got some stuff, and I decided I would get a couple things. And I'm thinking, did this come from Target, or did this come from somewhere else? I think this came from Target. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that I purchased this at Target, and it was like 50 cents. But it's a pencil sharpener. Figured I'd throw it in my kit to use on really small sticks to make tinder. And I was rummaging around YouTube last night, specifically looking at those Altoid tin survival kits. And somebody had one of these little Altoid cans they were showing off, and I just honestly wanted one of them to make it into a kit, so I went ahead and bought it. It was under $2, but it was pretty close to $2. But it was under $2 for this tin with the Altoids, and I'll probably give the Altoids to my kids. They'll like them. I'm more interested in just the tin, so I was willing to pay $2 just to get the tin. So there's that. Next, and then, so okay. So our Target is in a mall, And while my wife was down at Target shopping, I went to BooksAMillion and purchased my favorite magazine, The Backwoodsman. I purchased this. It comes out every other month. And I've been purchasing this magazine for, I think, 4 years now. I think it's been about 4 years. I purchased this magazine. And I also purchased American Frontiersman. It comes out only 2 or 3 times a year, I think, but I get that one as well. Now, let's see here. So we've got one more store we went to was the Dollar Tree. But before I get to that, I stopped off at my dad's house today, and he had a bunch of these laying around, and he was going to throw them away. So one of the people in his house like to eat ramen noodles, but they don't like the packets. So they eat the ramen noodles plain without the packets. And they were going to throw away these chicken flavored packets. And to be totally honest, a couple days ago I was actually going to dive into some of my stash just to take these out to put in some little survival kits that I've been making. Now I don't have to do it. My dad gave me 9 of them. So there we go. Now, I believe the rest of this is Dollar Tree. As I look around, yes, Dollar Tree. So here we go for the Dollar Tree. I got a small 3 LED stick light, which I made sure worked, but I still got this little tab back there so I don't waste the battery on it. But I love it. This is really nice. It was only $1, so I got one. Let's see, next, this little keychain pill holder, which I'm going to work into maybe a fishing kit or maybe a little fire starting kit, something. I'm going to make a little kit out of it. And so before one more thing here real quick. And I found these little hoop and loop fasteners, which technically they can't call it Velcro because Velcro is actually a brand name, not what it is. But these little squares, it says 20, is it 25? Yeah, 25 centimeters by 25 centimeter squares of Velcro. That's always handy. Now, I have these little containers, which I actually got at the Dollar Tree a while back, and they came in little packs of 3, so I got 3 of these for $1. I've been making little survival kits. I have 6 of them. I've got 3 of the blue ones and 3 green ones, and I've been making little survival kits. Now I'm not going to deal with this right now because I'm going to do a video on these all by themselves. But the reason I showed you that was because the rest of this stuff I purchased to put into these kits. So I have already placed super glue in them, but I didn't have enough of super glue. I didn't have 6 packs, plus the packs were kind of big. So I went ahead and purchased 2 of these 4 packs of these mini super glues, and I'm going to put one of those in each one of the packs. Now, I've actually used super glue on wounds. I've actually done it. The night before my title fight, when I was fighting for Cage Rage, mixed martial arts, I fought for Cage Rage. And before I fought for them, the night before, my son threw a phone at me and hit me in the face with it and busted my eye wide open the night before my fight. And I super glued my eye. I super glued it. It was right at the top of my eye at the eyebrow, and it was a really bad gash. But I super glued it shut. And it did bleed during the fight, and to be totally honest, the fight's online. I have it on my channel, It's the Bentley Burton fight. The night that I won my middleweight, that was a while ago. My middleweight, Cage Rage middleweight championship, the night I won that belt. My eye was super glued. The top part in my eyebrow was super glued to keep it from opening up. Now it did open up after I got hit a while, but I'm really glad that I had the super glue and that I used it, because it does work. So anyway, I'm going to put one of these little mini super glues in each one of those packets. Again, I have small Kimlites in there, but I didn't have enough to go around. And these little small Kimlites, and I'm probably going to have to clip off that little loop right there, but they should fit in there. And I bought 2 packs of these green Kimlites, so 1 for each of the packs. And again, I have some dental floss in there, but I went ahead and purchased 2 packs of dental floss, because not only is it fantastic for dental floss, which is a great thing to have, but also it's fantastic cordage, because it is really tough stuff, and it's really light and thin and easily portable. So, and next, razor blades. These little small scraper blades. There's 5 of them in there, and I have 1 or 2, but I didn't have enough for all 6 kits. So I went ahead and bought a pack of this safety scraper with blades, and to be totally honest, I just wanted the blades, and I couldn't find any just the blades. So I went ahead and bought a pack to go in each. Something I know I have around somewhere, but I can't find it, like always, is sandpaper. And I'm going to put a small sheet of sandpaper in the bottom of each one of those kits, because sandpaper can be used for many things. I do have an emery board in there, but like I said, I'll talk more about those packs later. This is just some stuff that I purchased for the packs. And lastly, there again, I have a few flashlights in the kits, but I didn't have enough of flashlights. So I went ahead and purchased 6 of these little LED flashlights that have a bottle opener on them. Now, I'm not 100% sure that it'll fit in there with the bottle opener, and if it doesn't, I'll just simply cut the bottle opener part off, and then I know it'll fit in there. But a mini flashlight will go into each of the kits. Now, I do have 2 other items, which I have to say was not for the kits. Let me reach over here and grab them. And here they are. Now, these I purchased because I watched a video from Tim Watson, and he does hiking videos. Shout out to Tim. Hey, how's it going? So, he had a little thing up on these little bath poofs. And this one happens to have like little spongy things in there, and that's kind of a bonus, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But these little sponges, and when you cut this little thing off here, it opens up into this really long net tube, a net tube. So basically what I'm going to use those for is tarp that goes over the top of my hammock, and what I'm going to do is just place this onto the cordage that I keep the tarp on. Then when I'm done, all I have to do is just push this across the cordage and tube up my tarp. And it's a storage thing. I can do it during the day. I can keep it tubed up so that it's out of the way if I don't want it down, or or when I'm packing out, I just push this this tube across the line, and it'll suck up the tarp, and it'll nice little storage. So I went ahead and purchased 2. because I have two hammocks now. I was given one by the same guy who gave me the crossbows, by the way. He gave me a hammock. So anyway, the reason, well, this one has these and it wasn't anything, you know, they just were there. So what I figured I would do with these is put them in a fishing kit, and I use them as like sponge baits. I can soak them in blood or soak them in nastiness or whatever. Put them on a hook and use them as bait. So that's an added bonus. So there we go. There is the haul. Wow, this is 15 minutes long. A little bit longer than I thought. So these will be discussed later. I'm not going to do it right now because the video was to show you the stuff. Most of the stuff was meant to go into these kits. So we'll get to these kits once I get more stuff in them. And of course, they're not going to be all inclusive. There's going to be tons of stuff that I just don't have in there that could use, you know. But anyway, and I did try to put all that stuff into an Altoid tin, and it does not fit. Not at all. So anyway, I'll have to work on some Altoid kits. But right now, thanks for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and enjoy the outdoors.